Welcome to the 2023 Cal Ripken 10U World Series on the Region Sports Network, presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point.
Good afternoon, everybody, and a very good early morning to our friends in Australia. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to the 2023 Cal Ripken 10U World Series on the Region Sports Network, on the internet at RSN, YouTube, Facebook.com/Region Sports, and RegionSports.com. We come to you today from Jerry Ross Park in Crown Point, Indiana. As Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point presents the Cal Ripken 10U World Series. I'm Jack Thiel. I'll have the play-by-play action partner calling out analysis today is Michael Brander. Michael, we have the Australian team making it all the way to the States. They're going against the hometown Crown Point White team. Should be an exciting one for us.
Yeah, I'm excited. If you are tuned in from Australia, thanks for tuning in. I know it's very early in the morning, kind of a role reversal. Us here in the States, we've been watching the coverage of the Women's World Cup, getting up at 2, 3 in the morning here, and now you're up at 3 in the morning catching a little World Series action. So we appreciate it. And what an experience for, not only the team from Australia, the Aussie Drop Bears, but for everyone here in this tournament. We don't normally get to hear, other countries' national anthems before a game, and getting to hear Advance Australia Fair from Peter McCormick, the national anthem. I mean, how cool was that? I mean, we occasionally get to hear the Canadian national anthem with some of the teams that we visit, but really cool experience. When we talk about at the opening ceremony, is this really kind of feeling like an Olympic style event almost? That's what we're getting. Multiple national anthems and. Great competition so far. This is a game that was supposed to be played last night, but we're getting to it today, and looking forward to it. Should be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. You talked about the Australian national anthem. We were able to hear it live during that opening ceremony, and that was just something amazing. To hear it live and hear it here again today, and even if you're on Crown Point, what an amazing experience to play with an Australian team. I mean, look, baseball in Australia, maybe it's played a little different like it is in the States here. Maybe they play differently in terms of, do they bump more? Do they, are they more aggressive on the base pass? How do they pitch? So it's going to be very interesting to watch this Australian team here in the Cal Ripken 10U World Series. And with that being said, let's go over the starting lineups for those Aussie Drop Bears. So leading it off is going to be number 25, Jack Railsback. Batting second will be Luku Masuda. Batting third will be Avery Griffin. Batting fourth will be Ash Gennaro. Batting fifth will be Bo Burrows. Batting sixth will be Christopher Hill. Batting seventh will be Benjamin Parker. Batting eighth will be Billy Hooker. And rounding out in the 9-hole is going to be Isi Hamano. And that is your starting lineup today for the Aussie Drop Bears. Now for Crown Point White, here's how they're going to line up defensively from left to right. In left field, it's going to be Lincoln Hott. From center field, it's going to be Jackson Everick. In right field, it's going to be Bryce Vincent. From third to first base, at third base, it's going to be Carter Weezer. At shortstop, it's going to be Fletcher Govert. At second base, it's going to be Oscar O'Bergen. And at first base, it's going to be Eben Whitehouse. Your catcher for today's game is James Gertzner, and your pitcher is Jace Sexton. And that's how Crown Point will line up defensively here. So Crown Point Red played right before this game. They were able to start off with a 3-1 win. We'll see how Crown Point White does here. The first pitch from Jace Sexton. Down low, 4-1, sporting the black. And the Australian Drop Bears wearing their home colors, yellow, white, and red. Or I should say yellow, white, and green. My apologies. So 2 pitches, 2 balls so far from Sexton on the mound. Inside once again, gets out of the way quickly for ball 3.
Just a little brushback pitch, to show them, hey, this is what we do here in the States. Welcome to America, a little bit there.
2-1 count, actually, so the 2-1 offering. Backs up, but Sexton fills his own right there for a called strike 2. An amazing opportunity how you get to learn about all these players. You get to learn about who they are. As here's the 2-2. Sexton misses low. The count now moves full. And for Jack Railsback, wearing number 25 today, loves sports. He also loves the food, pizza, and video games and baseball are his hobby as he ducks away right there for ball 4. and it's a leadoff walk for the Aussie Drop Bears.
So this is going to be one of those things, you open up a tournament. You were supposed to play last night, coming in today. The nerves are definitely going to be going. You're in a big World Series type of pool play here. So once you get those nerves kind of, settled in, I think we're going to start to see a little bit more right across the plate because he's got great delivery. He's got a great windup, and I think just trying to find that strike zone. And you brought up a good point earlier, Jack, about, trying to get a sense of what the style of play is going to be. Well, part of that style of play is trying to figure out what your umpire is going to do. And that could be different based on if you're in Australia, if you're in Oregon, if you're in Idaho. Umpires are going to look at things differently. We have umpires here from Indiana, and I'm sure from other states as well. But what are their zones like? How are zones a little bit different? And you do that in every game, no matter what, because every umpire, even though they're supposed to be a designated zone, everyone kind of maybe gives you a little bit on or off the plate or up or down or anything like that.
It's a 2-0 count for Masudo at the plate. He takes a called strike right there from the arm of Sexton for Luku. Masudo's favorite player is Shohei Ohtani, and one of his favorite teams is the Los Angeles Angels. As here's the 2-1 delivery. And a high swing and a miss right there. The count even at 2, and that's how much the game of baseball has grown over the years.
Yep.
I mean, a guy like Shohei Ohtani, who's Japanese, plays in the States, is an Australian kid's favorite player. I mean, that just shows you how growing the game is. The 2-strike pitch. Masudo lines that foul off the third base dugout.
Yeah, it's great to see this game really continue to grow globally. I know we have the World Baseball Classic for the upper levels, but just to have these kind of World Series here, and especially to come to beautiful Crown Point, Indiana, great to see this game continue to evolve and expand to lots of different areas. Yeah,
Masudo looks like he just tipped that one and stays alive in the at-bat, so the count stays 2-2. And, between, Crown Point or the state of Indiana and Australia, there's such a strong pipeline in the MLB talent that we've been able to see over the years, something we'll go over later in the game as here's the 2-2. Sexton, and Masudo takes that for a called strike 3. So the first out of the inning is a strikeout looking for Jace Sexton on the mound, and that will bring up Avery Griffin.
Number 19, Avery Griffin.
So Avery Griffin, who's playing shortstop today, he's got the bright green bat tape. Holds back on the first pitch for ball 1. He's got all colors. He's got pink and blue gloves. He's got a blue bat. He's got blue shoes, and he's got always the yellow, and it looks like he's got the red sliding mitt right there as he fouls that one off.
Runners have to go back to first. Yeah, he's got the mixed match of colors. I'm all for it. Bring your style. That's something we're seeing in baseball anymore, is bring your personality to the game.
Absolutely. So Griffin, the 1-1. Behind Griffin, that's off the catcher's mitt. The runner at first will go to second, slides in. He is safe, keeps his hand on the bag.
That was a pretty close play. He got a late break on that steal, so he's kind of lucky to get in there, but he got in just in time. That's a big go here for the team from Australia.
That was Jack Railsback right there, the 2-1. Griffin lines that to the second baseman on the ground, takes a look, but throws it to first in time for out number 2, Oscar Obergon, all the way to the first baseman, Evan Whitehouse.
So Evan Whitehouse doing a really good job receiving that throw and then making sure that runner didn't go anywhere from third base. They get to advance, and that easily could have been a double play if not for the wild pitch. But Whitehouse getting off first base and making sure there was no chance of anybody going home.
And now it's going to be Ash Gennaro. And Gennaro takes a called strike on the outside corner. You can't miss this kid from a mile away with his hair.
Oh, I love the flow.
Rocking it out here as the cleanup hitter. Has a runner on third with 2 outs. Gennaro a swing and a miss. That's the second strike. 0-2 count now. He's a big country fan. He really enjoys Luke Combs. He's a big New York Yankees fan as well. And he always says, smooth swing gets the ding. And a swing and a miss right there. A nice job on the mound by Jay Sexton to get out of the inning with the strikeout right there. He struck out 2 Aussie Drop Bears there in the first inning, and it's a scoreless top half for Australia. We're going to head to the bottom half of the first for CP White's first at-bats. You're watching the 10U Cal Ripken World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
This box is small, like Pet Supplies Plus. This one is large, like a big box store. In each, Stu, hi Stu, has carefully hidden a toy. Question is, which dog will find it first? Ta-da! Moose, no! You were so close.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Welcome back to the 2023 Cal Ripken 10U World Series, presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point.
Back here in the bottom half of the first, Jack Thiel alongside me, Michael Brander, and a scoreless first half for the Aussie Drop Bears, and now it'll be Crown Point's turn to bat, and here's how they're going to line up in today's batting order. Leading things off is going to be Jackson Evorick. Batting second is going to be Fletcher Govert. Batting third is going to be Eben Whitehouse. Batting fourth is going to be Carter Weezer. Batting fifth will be Jacob Highsmith. Batting sixth will be Lincoln Hatt. Batting seventh will be Jace Sexton. Batting eighth will be James Gerstner. Batting ninth will be Oscar Obregon. And rounding out the starting lineup for your batting order will be Bryce Vincent. Now here's how the Aussie Drop Bears are going to line up defensively on the field. In left field, it's going to be Billy Hooker. And center field is going to be Ash Gennaro. In right field is going to be Bo Burrows. At third base, it's going to be Benjamin Parker. At shortstop, it's going to be Avery Griffin. At second base, it's going to be Jack Railsback. At first, it's going to be Luku Masudo. Your catcher is E.C. Hamano. And today's pitcher for the Aussie Drop Bears will be number 99, Christopher Hill. First pitch from Hill. The high lift, low for ball one.
You know, I was trying to think, for Team Australia, we're talking about the top half of the inning about, players that are, growing the game globally. Obviously, Australia, one of their, MLBers that's in the big leagues right now. Currently, I think he just had Tommy John surgery, is Liam Hendricks. So a representative and playing for the Chicago White Sox, which is about an hour away from where you're at in Crown Point. And Crown Point's even sent some big leaguers as well. This one on the ground to the first base side. First baseman will step on the cushion there for out number one. But, we've had guys like Zach Plesac come through, and Dan Plesac come through. From Crown Point, among others.
Yeah, the pipeline for, even if you just want to just count Crown Point, is still strong. I mean, both Indiana as a state and Australia as a country, both sides have done a really good job being represented in the professional leagues.
Fletcher Govert comes up here, pops it up to first.
So 2 quick outs right there for Christopher Hill on the mound, and we keep talking about that pitch clock, or I should have pitch count, and it's a very important topic because, if you have a guy like Christopher Hill, you may need him in another pool play game. Certainly now, because Aussie, they played 3 days in a row.
Yep.
They're supposed to have a break today, which would have helped that day rest, situation we'll talk about if that comes about, as there's a ball outside for ball one. Now you have 3 days in a row where if you pitch a guy for more and you have that 2-day rest, it kind of gets a little close, and you might want to have a guy like Christopher Hill, if he has a strong outing, to save him for your next game or your game 3 when you need that crucial game to win in pool play.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing about the rain yesterday kind of, threw off some of the pitching strategies that maybe some of these teams came in with. So, we'll see how that plays. We had about 4 games played yesterday, so their pitching might be a little bit more secure depending on what their schedule looks like. But, it's just one of the things that you kind of have to deal with. And, they'll make it work and figure it out. But the more important thing, obviously you want to come here and win a World Series. That's obviously the number one goal. But you're going to walk away with the experience maybe more so than the excitement of a championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Eben at White House. The number 3 hitter draws a 2-out walk. Now it's going to be Carter Weezer. So a chance here to keep the inning alive for Carter Weezer, playing third base today on the right side of the plate. Here's the first pitch from Hill. Weezer, a hefty swing and a miss for strike one. I've seen that a lot here today, if you were able to see that on your screen, where the runner at first base takes a huge lead after that ball is caught by the catcher. Here's the 0-1. And Weezer takes that for a called strike two. Really making you want to throw the ball in case of a mistake happens, really making you make a play out there. And it's smart base running. You know, these kids have done this all summer, and they've seen it. Here's the 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Christopher Hill strikes out Weezer to get out of the inning. It's a scoreless first inning for Hill on the mound as we head to the top of the second as you're watching the 10U Cal Ripken World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point, Indiana on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Located just 1 block north of the square in Crown Point and just 1 minute from Jerry Ross Park, Station 21 American Grill is one of the city's most popular eateries. Station 21 offers a full menu from steaks and seafood to burgers and wings. While in town for the Cal Ripken World Series, stop in and enjoy comfortable dining while watching a game on one of the 28 big screen TVs. Check out the menu at station21.com. Station 21 American Grill. Eat, drink, and relax.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
Welcome back to the 2023 Cal Ripken 10U World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point.
Welcome back as Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point presents coverage of the 2023 Cal Ripken 10U World Series here on the Region Sports Network. Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point, open 7 days a week. Check them out on the web at PetSuppliesPlus/Crown Point. If you are in the area for this World Series or checking things out, make sure you stop in for a bite to eat at one of Crown Point's most popular eating establishments at Station 21 American Grill. From burgers and ribs to wings and fish, open every day at 11 a.m. for lunch and dinner. Station 21, just a short 1 minute walk away from the ballpark. Check out their menu at station21.com. That's Station 21 American Grill. Eat, drink, relax. Jack?
So Bo Burrows up the bat, takes a first pitch ball near his feet. 0-0 here early. Here's the 1-0. And Burrows will take that one low and away for ball two. Bo Burrows, the righty. Loves to eat some tacos. He's also a big soccer and golfer.
Oh.
Loves watching Mr. Beast. His favorite kind of music is AC/DC. As the 2-0 pitch catches the end corner for a called strike. The count now 2-1.
Do you think it's eating him up a little bit that he's here in the States instead of in Australia for the World Cup?
The 2-1. And a hefty swing and a miss from Bowers. You never know. I mean, it could be just because of that, but, you know, he's in the States where Mike Trout plays. That's his favorite player. And, of course, his favorite pro team is the Boston Red Sox. So
okay.
The 2-2. Burrows a high swing and a miss for strike three. Another strikeout for Sexton, 3 so far in the early going.
Well, he's probably going to be an early candidate for our Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. We'll name that award at the end of this one. The Crowell Companies are proud to recognize the superheroes on the baseball diamond.
Absolutely. And Jacob Highsmith, or I should say my apologies, Christopher Hill, the pitcher, takes a called strike. It'll be hard to beat the performance we saw last game as Hill, over the head of the second baseman for a base hit, reached under for that one and was just able to float that over the second baseman's head. And Australia has their first hit here.
Really nice piece of opposite hitting there for the hitter, just kind of blooping it right over the second baseman's head, getting that little dump on there, getting on base. And we're going to see how the strategy might be for the Drop Bears here on the base path.
It's going to be Benjamin Parker now batting, who swings and misses. And talk about the MVP. It's going to be hard to top what J.J. Torres did for CP Red, 4 2/3. As here's the 0-1. Misses outside for ball one. 4 2/3, 1 hit, no runs, and 9 strikeouts, including an RBI triple. So one of the top performances we've seen so far in these 2 days. As here's the 1-1. And a call strike from the arm of Sexton. Now the count moves 1-2. 30 pitches so far on the day for the righty.
So got to protect here at the plate. Maybe try to work something down the line if you can to pull.
And a call strike 3. It looked like he checked his swing, but the ball was still in the zone from Sexton. Strikeout number 4. Out number 2 here in the second.
Man, Hooker comes right into that batter's box. He's ready to go.
Yeah, the first pitch to Hooker. Inside, near the feet, low for ball 1.
I don't know if you noticed this yesterday. A lot of these guys from the teams that I've been watching so far, no batting gloves.
Yeah, that's something we have seen, as there's a swing and a miss right there. Foul tip, actually. Nevertheless, strike 1 in the count. I have noticed that. I've also noticed that it's been a growing theme over the years. I was always somebody who wore gloves playing, but I've seen more and more no glove, situation going on right there. Just high ball, too.
So I think the kids would call you soft this day.
Probably would. They probably
soft.
would have. I mean, I always liked gloves. I always remember we would start travel plays. Here's the 2-1. Inside, near the feet, 4 ball 3. We would start playing, near that, March, April, get some practice in. Some cold days in Northwest Indiana if you're not familiar with the weather. And even with the gloves, the sting of the bat in your hands, it was
brutal.
It was brutal. There's a 3-1 outside, 4 ball 4. So now 2 runners on and 2 outs for E.C. Hamano.
This is where if I'm on the mound, I got to think, okay, I got 2 on, but I've already got 2 out. I got a good defense behind me. They've already made some pretty good plays. Let's just make sure I make the good pitches that I need, get out of this inning. And if I'm the batter right now, Hamano, I'm trying to figure out, okay, where's my hole? Right up the middle. If I can send it right back up the middle, I might be able to score a run here.
Here you see his first is a swing and a miss. Strike 1.
Really nice pitch, being aggressive right off the bat, getting him to chase a little bit, coming in with some heat.
Once again, another Australian player who is a big fan of Shohei Ohtani. As here comes the 0-1. Takes it outside. The count now moves 1-1. His superstition: when I enter the batter's box, I will take a deep breath. And I'm sure he's taking one right now with that runner standing at second base. E.C. Romano, third base on the ground, and he will tag the bag for the force out in time for out number 3. Carter Weezer right there to make the play for Crown Point. And Jay Sexton throws himself another scoreless inning as we head to the bottom half of the second inning, as Crown Point will send up Jacob Highsmith, Lincoln Hatt, and Jay Sexton to the plate. You're watching the 10U Cal Ripken World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point, Indiana on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to the 2023 Cal Ripken 10U World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point.
Welcome back to Game Day here on the Region Sports Network. Make sure you stay with us after the game. We'll name the Proud Union Home Play of the Game presented by IKORCC, the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters. In this tournament, we've got teams from Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio, so that works out really, really well. Michael Brenner here along with Jack Thiel. Jack Thiel working the play-by-play today, going back-to-back on games, doing a great job.
All right, we'll see.
I'm just here for moral support.
Last game between Crown Point and Cherville was a really good one. Got to see 2 region teams go at it. Highsmith, your first batter for Crown Point, takes one low for ball 1. You have 3 representatives from the state of Indiana, both Crown Point Red and Whites and the Northern Indiana state champs in 2023 10U, Cherville Shock. So Those are your three representatives here in the state of Indiana. The 1-0. Highsmith fouls it off at the end of the bat. Back into the netting. Count goes 1-1. Australia, your only international team, if you want to say. Obviously, interesting. You and I kind of had this conversation about what teams flew, what teams drove, as that pitch from Christopher Hill, low and away for ball 2. The count moves 2-1. Obviously, Australia flew. But and then it's interesting what teams did all this traveling, as here's a 2-1, a swing and a miss from Highsmith. Foul tipped into the glove for strike 2, actually. But still, it's a very interesting conversation how teams got here.
Yeah. What kind of adventure did you make? Did you leave a week before and kind of hit up some other areas on your travels? If you're somebody that likes to see license plates from other states, just come walk through the parking lot a little bit. You can see all sorts of different license plates from all the states represented. I mean, I know we saw Arkansas, we saw Idaho, we saw Idaho, all sorts of license plates.
Yeah, there's a swing and a miss right there. There's no drop third strike, as that's an out number 1. Second strikeout on the day for Christopher Hill.
Just wanted to test that arm out, make sure he still got it over there down to first.
James Gerson there behind the plate.
Masuda down there at first has had a couple of really good plays right off the bat early in that first inning and was there to make the play, even though didn't have to, but...
That's going to be Lincoln Hatt now, the left fielder, who takes 1-4, ball 1. And you mentioned it, especially for this Australian team, a lot of these kids have probably never been to States in their lives.
That's a good guess.
As the 1-0 is high in the ball, so now 2-0 is the count. And even maybe the parents here in support. Maybe this is their first time here in the States as well, and they have a great showing for this tournament. A 2-0 swing and a miss right there by Hatt. Count moves 2-1 now. But you can see this country probably represented here. You got the flag hanging next to the dugout on that first base side, and a 2-1 another. It looks like that's a foul tip, actually, so it's a strike 2. 2-2 count with 1 out. But still, not even just this Australian team, but every team here has been greatly and proudly represented, the 2-2.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's been great. And, obviously parents are going to be rooting on their kids, fiercely. They want their kids to do well. But we're seeing other family members that are coming by, and maybe, they made the trip because they're like, we've never been to this part of the country before. And maybe, on those days off, if they get one, or, maybe after this, maybe they have another week of school or week of summer before they start school or something. So like, hey, we're going to go stop in Chicago. Maybe we'll travel up to Michigan and hit up some areas as well. You never know what might be happening. And some people are chiming in over on the YouTube feed, so Henchman says, sup.
Jay Sexton, your batter. The pitcher in a 1-0 count. Pitcher against pitcher here. That one gets past the catcher and through. That's going to allow Hatt to advance to second safely. And with 1 out, a runner stands at second.
So an opportunity to try to drive in a run here. Only 1 out, but a 2-0 count. And we're going to have a conversation, maybe a switch of something real quick. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a pinch runner.
Yep. And over at second, he's not happy. He's like, dang it.
Well, that doesn't take him out of the game, the runner that is being taken off. But it looks like we'll have a pinch runner at second now.
Well, here's the thing, too, that we have to keep in mind. Only 6 innings in these games. So sometimes, those, if you have a chance to score a run, those come at a premium. So you got to take advantage when you can.
Yeah, we're so used to, watching 9 innings. It's
right.
6 innings seems so condensed. During the COVID year when the MLB would have those 7-inning doubleheaders, you felt so condensed. Like every pitch mattered. More importantly, as there's a 2-0 swing and a miss right there by Sexton. Count now 2-1.
Yeah, at the professional level, we're watching 9 innings. High school around here goes 7 innings. So not too different, but still.
That one lined to left field. It's going to drop for a base hit. That's going to score a run for Crown Point. Going to second is Sexton. The slide under the tag. Safe, and Crown Point has the lead. A huge hit right there by the pitcher, Jay Sexton. 1-0 Bulldogs.
What a rocket out to left field. Got it right in between the fielders. Perfect placement. Made the right move going to second base. And obviously great move by the left fielder as well, throwing to second base instead of trying to go home, because otherwise Sexton would have gone all the way to third base on that throw. So heads up defense as well by the left fielder.
James Gerstner now the batter. His first swing is a foul tip. And a great slide as well right there by Jay Sexton, able to slide under the tag.
It's Billy Hooker out there and left.
The 0-1. Gersner, that's right to the pitcher, Hill. Hill gathers it, he throws it. The runner goes to third, and he is in there safely. So Sexton advances the third on that ground out right there. A good play by Christopher Hill on the mound, being able to take a look, but just getting the out at first base.
Yeah, he kind of, he didn't look like he peeked over too much, but heads up base running there, kind of staying at the bag, waiting for the fielder to make that throw over to first before you make your attempt to go to third, because you know it's a long throw to go from first to third.
So now Oscar O'Bregan on the mound. And that one's inside for ball one.
Infield kind of playing in a little bit, a little before, like a little in front of that medium depth, not totally on the...
O'Bregan off the glove of the first baseman, the effort, but the hustle right there. He's safe. And that scores Sexton from third. And Crown Point now leads 2-0.
Masuda made a really great dive at that one at first base to come up with it. Just didn't get any help to get over to first base, unfortunately. But, wow, what an effort. And it's just, perfect place, right timing single there to put that second run across the board here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, that play potentially saved extra bases right there. So now it's Bryce Vincent. Vincent shows bunt, pulls it back. It's low and outside for ball one. Christopher Hill now at 33 pitches so far for the Aussie Drop Bears.
Yeah, you saw the replay there, a little collision there at first base. Everybody's okay, though.
The 1-0. Another bunt shown, perfectly placed. The pitcher Hill right there, he gathers it, he throws it, not in time. The runner from second's going to go to third. He slides in safely. O'Bregan at third, Vincent at first, and Crown Point has runners on the corner.
Very close play at first there. It's called safe. Masuda was right there to go to third. Third baseman was kind of trailing off the bag, though. I don't know if he just didn't notice that the runner was going, but what heads-up base running for Crown Point there.
Now a visit going on here at the mound.
Yeah, you got to just kind of calm down the pitcher, because the pitcher's getting probably a little bit frustrated, or just, got to clear that mind a little bit, saying, hey, we got 2 outs. Let's go here. We get this out, and we're good. It's only the 2 runs. Can't let any more go if you're the Aussie Drop Bears, so good opportunity here. Just you see a little fist bump there. Let's just get your mind right. Hey, you got this. You've been pitching well. It's only 2 runs. We can get this. We got a good offensive team. If you're Australia.
2 straight 2-out hits.
If you're Crown Point, though, you got to keep putting on the pressure.
Yeah, and they have their number 1 man in the lineup, Jackson Ivoric, due up here to lefty. A chance here to add on to the lead. Hill remains on the mound. First pitch near Ivoric. He backs up for ball one, and that will allow Bryce Vincent to go to second base. We see that play a lot in this type of baseball with a runner on third. When third and first, the guy from first always seems to go trying to force a throw from the catcher. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Ivoric shows bunt, pulls it back, pitch high and away for ball 2. The count moves 2-0.
Well, it's a perfect way to try to steal a run if you possibly can. And again, when you're only playing 6 innings, you want those runs, because you never know when you might get another one. So trying to steal those for sure if you can. And I think a great move by the catcher not to throw down there, not to be deked by that. You're still at a position where you have 2 outs.
Yeah. Ivoric shows bunt again. He lays it down, but it's going to roll foul on the third base side.
So now we'll see if they keep. Obviously, they're probably not going to keep the bunt on. I mean, we'll see.
It would definitely, I think, catch the Aussie Drop Bears by surprise, a 2-strike bunt.
Would catch me off guard.
So it's a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Runners on third and second. O'Bregan at third. Vincent at second. Ivoric the hitter. Here's the 2-2. High and misses for ball 3. So now the count is full. You do have first base open, but that would load the bases for Fletcher Govert.
Well, and that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world right here. So he's going to walk him here, and that's not the worst thing in the world, because now a ground ball anywhere, you have a force out. All you have to do is step on that cushion, even if it's right there at home plate. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. It could come back to bite you, but at the same time, now no matter where I hit it, I'm pretty close to getting to that base to get that final out if I'm Australia.
So So Fletcher Govert now, who popped out back in the first inning, a chance here to help his team. Very close on that home plate. Swings it and grounds it to the first baseman, and right there is Luku Masudo to make the out for out number 3, but not before a 2-run score for Crown Point. It was an RBI single by Jay Sexton and another RBI single by Oscar Obregon to give Crown Point their first lead here today. We'll head to the top of the 3rd for Australia's at-bats. You're watching the 10U Cal Ripken World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point, Indiana on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Welcome back to the 2023 Cal Ripken 10U World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point.
Welcome back to the Cal Ripken 10U World Series here from the hub city of beautiful Crown Point, Indiana. We go top of the 3rd. Crown Point leading 2-0. Little brushback pitch there.
Yep, Jay Sexton remains on the mound. 40 pitches now. Jack Railsback is your hitter. As here's the 1-0. And that one's low and away for ball 2. Jack Railsback drew a walk. Was stranded at 3rd in the first inning for Jay Sexton. He's thrown 2 scoreless innings so far, alongside 4 strikeouts. He's only allowed 1 hit as well, as he pumps a 2-0 fastball down the middle. That's called a strike, so the count goes 2-1 now. 2-1. Low and away for ball 3. So a hitter's count for Jack Railsback. Luku Mansudo on deck. 3-1. Catches the zone for a called strike 2. So now it's full with nobody out. Crown Point White, they lead 2-0. Here's the 3-2. And Railsback takes that away for ball 4. So it's a leadoff walk for the Aussie Drop Bears. So like Railsback did back in the first, he draws a leadoff walk here in the 3rd. So now Luku Masuda now at the plate, struck out looking in the first inning. The left-hander. Low and away.
Masuda's had a really good game defensively so far. Made an out his last time up, but looking to try to get something going here for Team Australia.
The 1-0, line right to the shortstop. Glove flipped the second in time, and the throw the first not in time. But the force out at second base. Jack Railsback will head back to the dugout, but a nice play right there by Fletcher Govert at shortstop. And for the second baseman, Oscar Obregon to cover the bag.
Yeah, probably not what Masuda was looking for. However, you just switch places with your teammate there, but really nice piece of hitting there, just trying to drive it, the opposite way, trying to get the defense maybe a little bit caught off guard, catch him napping if you possibly can. He's going to take a little rest over there at first base.
Yeah, it seems like we're having a conversation right now between the Crown Point White manager and the home plate umpire.
I'd have to go back and look. Did we have any, did the runner go into second maybe have a little interference or anything? I didn't pay that close of attention.
It seems like that conversation has concluded. It's going to be Avery Griffin now, who grounded out in the first, sporting all different colors. Here's the first pitch. Griffin chops that one to the shortstop. Glove, backhand, flip the second, and it's missed. And that's going to allow Fletcher Govert, or say Luku Mansudo, to go all the way to third. A tough play right there for the shortstop. It was bang, bang, and the hustle by Luku Mansudo allows him to be at third.
Yeah, Mansudo getting right up after that misplay there, getting right over to third base. Smart heads up base running, taking advantage of the situation. And now, if you're Australia, hey, we are, one knock away here from, cutting this deficit in half a little bit.
Ash Gennaro swings and misses at the first pitch, and we kind of talked about the situations that happen when you have runners on third and first, and here are the Aussie Drop Bears, runners at third and first, Avery Griffin at first, potentially going to be on the move after this pitch as 0-1 right there, a swing and a miss from Gennaro, so the count moves 0-2 now. So an 0-2 count with one out, corners filled, 0-2. Gennaro, that one's lined, and it's going to drop in front of second baseman off the glove, and Gennaro hustles the first in time.
So RBI single right there does score the run.
I believe Avery Griffin might have left early. He was on the move, and he might have left before that pitch crossed home plate, and that's what it seems like our officials are talking about over here.
So they're going to say he has to go back to third base. Okay.
And Avery Griffin seems like, I'm not sure what they're going to do with him yet. Does he have to go back to first, or is that an automatic out?
So he may have left. So he left early from third base. Yeah. So we were explained this in the press box here that until the ball crosses the plate, you are not allowed to leave the base, and then once it crosses, then you are allowed to leave.
So Avery Griffin is still at second, though. I believe it seems like, they're going to let him. So I believe that he gets to stay there. So instead of a run being scored, it will be the bases loaded for Bo Burrows.
Still only one out in the inning, so that run's going to come off the board. So it's still 2-0. Runners in. So once the ball crosses the plate, the runners can make their move off of the base, but they have to keep their momentum going if they want to steal. Obviously, they're not going to be stealing in this situation just because the bases are loaded. But if they stop their momentum, they are not allowed to steal the bag in case it hits the dirt or anything like that.
So after all that, bases are loaded. It's a 1-1 count for Bo Burrows. Burrows swings and misses at that one. A good hustle right there by the catcher, Gerstner. And the count now 1-2 on the right-handed batter. 54 pitches so far for Jay Sexton. 75 is the limit.
So corner infielders kind of playing in here in case there's a play at the plate, and then middle infielders are playing regular depth.
And there's a swing and a miss right there. A huge strikeout by Jay Sexton on the mound. Number 5 on today.
Yeah, that kind of helps your thought process there a little bit. Get your mind right. Okay, I just got a second out here. Let's go attack here and get that third out with no damage done, because here you thought you had a run scored or against you, and now it's going to be back to 2-0 here as of right now.
Well, here's Christopher Hill, the pitcher, a high swing and a miss. Jay Sexton started scoring for Crown Point, who's their pitcher. We'll see if Christopher Hill for Australia can do the same thing right here. This would be a huge opportunity for Crown Point to get out of this one as that pitch outside. The count now 1-1.
All the fielders back to about medium depth right now because they don't need to make a play at the plate necessarily.
The 1-1. Hill, that one is up the middle, and it's dived, the flip, in, no, he did not touch the bag. Heads up running by Avery Griffin. He goes home, and we're tied. It appeared that the flip at second, the fielder foot was not on the bag, and Avery Griffin paid attention the whole way, and he charged home safely.
Yeah, he was trying to do the old neighborhood play back in the day, but, kind of keeping maybe straddling the bag a little bit, but not getting that foot on the bag, and then heads up base running to come in and tie the game.
Yeah, that throw made him move away from that bag according to our replay right here. And now things are tied here at 2.
And that's just things as a team that your middle infielders you got to communicate with, and as you develop over these next. Keep in mind these kids are 10 years old. They're still learning out there. But as you work with your if you're shortstop, your second baseman, your shortstop, Are you going to just run to the bag? Are you going to be able to go and cover? Those are things that as you get older, you're going to learn how to communicate with your other middle infielder, and that's so important because on a play like that, and obviously, again, they're 10 years old. They're going to continue to learn those things. So just a learning moment for sure.
There's a swing and a miss from Benjamin Parker. The count now moves 2-2 with 2 outs. Ash Gennaro remained on second after that play. So you got 2 runners on and 2 outs. 2's across the board. Parker takes that one low. The count is now full.
And Sexton really working in a nice rhythm here to this batter. If I'm the batter, I want to step out a little bit, ruin that timing a little bit. But Sexton gets on. He gets the ball, gets right on the bump.
Yeah, and there's a swing and a miss inside fastball from the arm of Sexton. Strikeout number 6 on today for the righty. But the Aussie Drop Bears tie things at 2 here in the top of the third. Let's head to the bottom half as you're watching the 10U Cal Ripken World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point, Indiana on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Welcome back to the 2023 Cal Ripken 10U World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point.
Back here in the bottom of the third, Jack Lee alongside Michael Brander. It's been a good game so far. We're tied here at 2. Crown Point started scoring early where they scored 2 runs in the bottom of the second, but the Aussie Drop Bears responded right away, scoring 2 runs in the third inning. And it looks like from our YouTube chat, we got somebody watching all the way from Australia.
Nice. Good morning.
Go Bo, he's saying. So go Bo, and Bo Burrows, I believe that is the right fielder. So thank you for waking up very early. We hope your coffee tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
So it's going to be still Christopher Hill on the mound. And for the Crown Point Bulldogs, it's going to be Evan Whitehouse to lead things off. 41 pitches so far for Christopher Hill, so he's in pretty good territory right now. For Whitehouse, drew a walk back in the first inning. It's a brand new ball game now, Michael.
So I noticed they were still playing the in-house music in the stadium. It's like, oh.
But a brand new ball game. We're tied here.
I think they should play during music, personally. I think it would be a little bit more fun.
They do it in basketball a lot more. There's the 1-0. Call. The strike count moves 1-1 now.
Well, because that way if the umpire tells you something, you're like, oh, I didn't hear you. Sorry, my bad. I thought I just got first base.
That's one way to put it. What's the count again? 1-1 from Hill to Whitehouse. Misses high. Ball 2.
I'm out? No, I don't think so. I think you got that wrong.
So how do you got to feel if you're Christopher Hill on the mound? You know, when you left the mound, you were down 2-0, and now it's tied as Whitehouse chops that one to the first baseman, Mansuda, who makes the out number 1. But talk about for Christopher Hill, you know, you come out of the game, you give up those 2 runs, but you come back, and your offense helped you. Now the game's tied at 2.
Yeah, that is just a major boost. Now you get a quick out here to start the bottom of the third inning. You're going to go through emotional roller coasters. Obviously, we pointed it out last inning. These kids are 10 years old. Yeah. That's going to be one of the tough things.
Weezer lines that in the center, drops it just in front of the center fielder, Gennaro, and that's a 1-out single right there for Carter Weezer. Got some more people rooting on, a lot of Crown Point fans. We got somebody watching from Gilbert, Arizona.
Hello.
Hopefully it's not too hot there.
I'm trying to think. I know there's a few major leaguers from Gilbert, Arizona. It's a hotbed.
Oh,
correct me if I'm wrong. If you're tuned to Zach Davies, I believe, pitcher in major leagues for a number of years. Zach Davies, I believe.
Well, Jacob Highsmith is your batter. Got some fans still going on for Crown Point.
By the way, heads up move by Avery Griffin out on that play. He was so close to catching that little looper into center, so close on that one, just out of the reach. He's going to look forward to when he gets a little bit bigger as he's growing up. He's going to be like, all right, I got that next time.
So 1-1 count with 1 out for Highsmith. And Highsmith takes that one low, gets past the catcher. That's going to allow Weezer to advance to second safely. Some more Crown Point. We got a Wheeze comment. Go Sexton, who is their pitcher right now. People watching from St. John, Indiana.
I've been there.
You said you used to teach there.
I still teach there, technically, yes.
Technically, you do.
Yes.
As there's a 3-1, that ball high. You're very familiar with that area, then.
I'm familiar with a good chunk of the region, working for the Region Sports Network.
3-1. And a swing and a miss right there by Highsmith. So the count now goes 3-2.
And that's what I'm looking. So I'm very familiar with our area. That's why I'm happy to, share a little bit about our history a little bit. You can't see it from this field, but on the other side of the trees in dead center, you got the grand old lady, the old courthouse with the clock tower and everything. That's one of the staples here of Crown Point. One of the beautiful parts of our downtown area and the square area that was all developed in the mid-1800s. But that's kind of one of the fun things about, getting to have all these, people from other states and stuff. I want to learn a little bit about what's going on in their neck of the woods.
Yeah, Lincoln at the bat. Unfortunately, you can't see it from here. You can see it from the major field, but that field is unplayable today due to the heavy rain that was occurring yesterday and early this morning. So just to let our viewers know that we are going to try to do games from the B field over there, but definitely here on the A field. They plan on not playing any major games on the major field today, hopefully having it ready for a full slate of pool play games tomorrow.
Right, and we want to make sure that field is in tip-top condition as we get farther and farther into this tournament. We do unfortunately have more weather predicted for tomorrow, but yeah, making a few adjustments. So trying to get all of our coverage of the other games as well. We know that we're trying to give you the best coverage that we possibly can, and I think we've got a camera set up at the other location to try to bring you those. So if you're looking for some of those other games, you can tune in here on the Region Sports Network. I know I was walking in today, and obviously I'm wearing our RSN stuff, and I've had quite a few people tell us that they're very appreciative of our coverage and everything, and we're glad that we can provide this for you. If you can't travel, if you're relatives of any of these players, or just maybe you're a fan of your local team here in these tournaments. This one fouled back. We're happy to provide this for you. It's such an important thing for these kids to get that kind of recognition. And I'm going to take a moment and recognize the parents that have traveled here, that have gotten these kids all to where they're at today. Kudos to you all.
So there's a swing and a miss, strike 3 to get out of the inning. So Christopher Hill strikes out 2 in a row there and keeps the game tied at 2 as we head to the top of the 4th inning. It's a close one. Stay tuned, everybody. You're watching the 10U Cal Ripken World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point, Indiana on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
This box is small, like Pet Supplies Plus. This one is large, like a big box store. In each, Stu has carefully hidden a toy. Question is, which dog will find it first? Ta-da! Moose, no! You were so close.
When life takes you places and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack and Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use, and it can save you time and money. Once your order is in, our own Strack and Van Til team preps your order with care. For delivery or pickup, enjoy the convenience of letting our to-go team shop for you. Enjoy your special moments. Sign up online today at shop.strackandvantil.com.
Welcome back to the 2023 Cal Ripken 10U World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point.
Welcome back to Game Day here on the Region Sports Network. Just a reminder, the coverage of the 2023 Cal Ripken 10U World Series on the Region Sports Network is presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point. Pet Supplies Plus is your one-stop store for all your pets' needs. Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point. For more information, visit PetSuppliesPlus/Crown Point. A few changes here for Crown Point. Why we get a new pitcher on the bump, Jacob Highsmith, and trying to get all the other changes as Sexton moves over to third base, and trying to get all the defensive changes for you so that way we can get all those names out there. But Highsmith out there now on the bump to little bit of relief action here to try to get a 1-2-3 inning as we are tied at 2 as we go to the top of the 4th inning here with Australia coming up. Yeah, if you are tuned in on any of our social media pages, feel free to comment on where you're watching from. We're excited to have those of you from Australia tuned in. I know it's early morning there, so appreciate you waking up early. Maybe it's a 2-pot coffee kind of day.
Just some.
Jack was working on all those changes, so
We got a lot of them.
That's all right.
We have a new pitcher, Jacob Highsmith, and then that is going to have Jay Sexton move the third, as here's the first pitch, Highsmith. That one misses low, 4-1. Jackson Dvorak moves to right field. Fletcher Gover is now in center field. Carter Weezer is now at second base. Oscar Obregon is now at shortstop. And it seems like at the moment Bryce Vincent is the DH or the extra hitter at the moment. So
okay,
all your defensive substitutions. So the hitter right now for the Aussie Drop Airs is number 34, Billy Hooker. And a 1-1 count, tied at 2. Hooker will take that one, called strike, high and away, just catches his own. So that is the end of the day for Jay Sexton, who had a good start. Gave up 2 runs in 3 innings as the 1-2. Hooker lines at the right field, but drops foul. A nice effort right there by the first baseman, Whitehouse. Unfortunately, just out of his reach.
Nice attempt at it, though.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that. And that just, to me, if I'm the pitcher, too, I'm looking at that, I'm like, hey, my guys are battling for me. Gives me a little extra motivation.
Yep.
See?
Hooker, swing and a miss right there. Highsmith starts his day with a strikeout.
It's those weird little things that you think are just kind of minuscule, like, hey, the guy dove for it, he missed it. But if I'm the pitcher, I'm like, this guy's fighting. He's willing to try to get that out for me, to try to save something, to try to get, me in the right headspace, and that amps me up if I'm the pitcher.
So now the catcher. And he takes a first pitch high, E.C. Hamano. Hamano grounded out the end of the second inning. Now here in the 4th with 1 out. Here's the 1-0. And Amano under that one. Right field, it's foul. And out of reach for either the first baseman or the right fielder.
Don't forget, at the conclusion of today's game, we'll name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. That's one of 3 awards we're going to hand out post-game today.
Highsmith sets himself. Here's the 1-1. Misses away for ball 2. I don't know if you've seen our YouTube chat, but we had somebody else watching from Australia.
Nice.
Kansas and San Marcos, Texas. So
okay.
3 different places right there.
Very cool. Welcome you in.
Here's the 2-1. That one's drilled to the shortstop, backhanded off the glove, but the hustle of Hamano right there beats the throw in time.
Really nice knockdown at short to make sure it didn't get into the outfield. That could have potentially stretched it into a double. Really nice throw over to first.
I've seen a lot of those plays, I think, throughout these games. There's a lot of these kids are getting in front of the baseball.
Yes.
And they're keeping it in front of them.
Yeah, their feet are in the perfect positions to get in front and not let it get, past them.
And I always know, growing up playing, my coach, even if I did not make that play, as long as I kept the ball in front of me, he was happy with the effort. So
right, because sometimes the runners can get caught in a different precarious position, and then you might have a chance to still throw them out somewhere else.
So Jack rails back the batter. A late swing and a miss right there, down right in the corner.
Highsmith bringing some heat there to throw it off a little bit.
It's one of the taller 10U kids we've seen so far. As here's the 1-1. Rails back. We'll take that for a called strike 2.
That's a really nice pitch. Nothing you can really do with that when you see it looking like it's coming over your head, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, it's dropping right into the zone.
1-2 with 1 out. Low and away for ball 2. We have somebody cheering on Eben Washington, his uncle, Eric, watching all the way from Palm Bay, Florida. Weather's probably better there than here.
That might look about the same right now.
2-2. Railsback gets out of the way. Nice job right there. Quickly made his way to the ground, and now to count 3-2 with 1 out. On deck is Luku Masuda. As here's the 3-2. And a called strike 3. What a pitch right there by Jacob Highsmith. Hits the lower part corner of the zone for a second strikeout.
Now coming to the plate, number 18, Luku, lefty.
So Luku Masuda, he struck out looking in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the third and scored. He's put a good defensive effort at first base so far here today. And that one's right to the shortstop, Obregon, who's just going to tag second base for the force out.
He's really squared it up nicely today, just kind of hitting it right at those defenders.
Yep. So Jacob Highsmith comes in for relief and throws himself a scoreless fourth inning. We're still knotted here at 2 as we'll head to the bottom half of the fourth. You're watching the 10U Cal Ripken World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point, Indiana on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Located just 1 block north of the square in Crown Point and just 1 minute from Jerry Ross Park, Station 21 American Grill is one of the city's most popular eateries. Station 21 offers a full menu from steaks and seafood to burgers and wings. While in town for the Cal Ripken World Series, stop in and enjoy comfortable dining while watching a game on one of the 28 big screen TVs. Check out the menu at station21.com. Station 21 American Grill. Eat, drink, and relax.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. I'll cover your motorcycle. I'll be with you on the water. I'll be with you on the snow. I'll cover your insurance needs wherever you go. I'll be at Crowell Agency from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, the insurance professionals in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City.
Welcome back to the 2023 Cal Ripken 10U World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point.
Back here for the bottom of the fourth, 2-2. We are tied. This week's coverage is brought to you by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point, Indiana, as well as Station 21. Hey, they're open right now. Go grab a bite. If I'm going to be biased, you need to go get that buffalo chicken wrap. I had it last night, and it was delicious. I give it a 10 out of 10. So if you got some time and you're in the area, well, Station 21, it's about a minute away. You can probably walk there if you want.
Yeah.
If you want to get a little walk. Hey, it's not raining at the moment, so get yourself a little walk and
don't jinx us now. Don't
get
jinx
some
us
steps
now.
in. Go to Station 21. They've got amazing food. I will say another appetizer that I really like, or food I should say, is their pickle fries.
Ooh, yeah.
Those are really good as well. So Station 21, a place with great food and great vibes, as it's a new pitcher on the mound also for the Aussie Drop Bears. It's going to be number 19, Avery Griffin, on the mound. He was playing shortstop before that, and now he's on the mound in relief for Christopher Hill. So Griffin still throwing some warm-up pitches.
He had that really nice, he didn't come up with it, but really nice effort over at shortstop trying to get a little looper out to center field. So he's got that lengthy arm to try to come up with the ball. Now he's got one to try to get it across the mound or across the diamond there to try to get these guys out 1, 2, 3 here from Crown Point, I should say. Another plethora of changes that Jack's trying to navigate through.
It's 28, so Christopher Hill's out of the game. Yeah. Okay.
And then he said like 4 guys. I see right field's new too. Right field is very new.
This one taking it to the shortstop, who stumbles just a little bit on the lip of that grass there to get a leadoff single here to start things up for Crown Point here in the bottom of the fourth. That's Sexton out there getting that leadoff single.
So we're going to figure out those substitutions as they go, but Jack Jones is at shortstop. He is new. He's coming in for Christopher Hill. Avery Griffin got a piece of number 44, James Gertzner, right there. So now 2 runners on and nobody out. So we have some more that we'll figure out as we go along, but Christopher Hill, the old pitcher, is now out of the game. Jack Jones comes in for him.
Obregon coming up here now to the plate and takes the first pitch for a strike. Catcher behind the plate trying to make sure that those runners do not go anywhere.
So now Oscar Obregon on the plate. Shows bunt.
That's going to be a foul tip, so it's going to be another strike.
Like it went off his foot as well, off the bat to his foot. Obregon had an RBI single back in the second. Time was called by the home plate umpire. Unsure what the reason was, so that pitch will not count, so the count will remain 0-2.
Yeah, somebody probably called time. Either the catcher or the hitter probably called time and just kind of got that late call a little bit. But, the nice thing for the pitcher is I'm still, if you get that late time call, you almost kind of want to still throw it or at least make the motion because sometimes you can injure yourself on that late kind of call. So
yeah, we've seen it before happen.
All right, the runner's going to have to go back. The base umpire says then the base runner at second base went a little bit too early, so that's going to have to force the base runners back to first and second. That's kind of a big change because even with with no outs, first and second is a lot different than second and third with no outs.
Rig on the batter, and that one misses away for ball 2, so now the count even at 2. Two. Lines that into right field. It's going to drop for a base hit. They're going to send Gernster home. The throw at the plate, not in time, goes past the catcher, but the runner at third stays there. Actually, that was Jay Sexton on the score right there. James Gernster now in at third base, and Oscar Obregon at second base, and Crown Point takes the lead.
Number 22, Rice Roddy Vincent.
That's a huge run coming in here in the bottom of the fourth inning to take the lead for Crown Point as we got time called here. What a great piece of hitting out to right field and just an aggressive send over at third base. It works out in their favor. It really requires the right fielder to make a perfect throw on maybe a dime to get the out. So take the aggression, especially when you're in the fourth inning. You're tied. This one bunted foul. But, you're late. You only play six innings. You're in the fourth. Got to be aggressive a little bit.
Yeah, so Sexton was able to score all the way from second base on that hit. Gernster now stands at third. And that one's on the ground to the shortstop. That will score a run. Jack Jones on the throw, not in time. Obregon all the way to third. He gets there in time safely. And another run scores for Crown Point White.
So here's the opportunity here for Crown Point. They took a 2-0 lead in the second inning. Went right back out defensively, led up 2 runs, and now they come back here in the fourth and grab 2 more.
And now it's going to be Jackson Evoric at the plate.
Still runners on the corner, nobody out.
Griffin still on the mound. And Evoric takes that pitch for a called strike. Runner goes to second, no throw. So Vincent now stands at second, 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out. A chance for Crown Point to really add on to this lead.
Yeah, they're kind of playing to almost like a left-handed pull here a little bit, a right-handed pull, but left-handed hitter, you might want to think about your right fielder moving a little bit more towards the line, unless they've done a really good scouting report and this guy hits it out to left more. I don't know.
Evoric now in a 1-2 count.
Well, they are pitching him away, so they're trying to get him to poke it out to the left side maybe a little bit.
Here's the pitch. And almost hits Evoric. He backs out of the way. Nicely done.
Infield kind of playing in a little bit in case they need to cut down a run at the plate. We saw that quite a bit here on this field yesterday.
And that one misses outside as well. So now the count is full here. And now it looks like maybe a mound visit here or just a conversation between pitcher and catcher. And catcher kind of signaling everything here. Kind of the general of this meeting called everybody to the pitcher mound there.
I love that, being like you said, the general on the field saying, hey, this is what we're going to do.
It really took a
Watch for the hidden ball trick. Watch for the hidden ball trick. Maybe they're being sneaky. You never know.
It is 3-2. Nobody out. Evoric the batter. And Evoric, that one, it'll drop in center field for a base hit. 1 scores, 2 scores, and Crown Point now leads 6-2. A 2 RBI single by Jackson Alvoric.
So he didn't hit it to pull side. He did bring it right back into center field where they really had it kind of positioned perfectly. Center fielder coming in, getting to the ball quickly, but kind of stumbled a little bit, comes around and scores 2 for Crown Point. And now all of a sudden starting to pour it on a little bit here. 4 runs in this 4th inning. Still nobody out. Australia would like to see an out here quickly.
Fletcher Govert, the batter. Shows bunt. Bunts it, lays it down in front of the pitcher, Griffin. Griffin barehands it. The throw. Out! What a play right there by Avery Griffin on the mound. Barehand and throw for the 2nd out.
Oh, and then he catches it from his first baseman with the bare hand. He's got a little pump now. He's like, all right, I made this play. I got that first out. We got a runner at second. That's all right. I'm not worried about him. I'm going to get these next 2 right here if I'm Team Australia. One thing you got to keep in mind, though, I'm kind of watching where the defenders are setting up, kind of very close to that base path, so make sure you're careful not to get in that true base path because you don't want to have any interference calls.
Edmund Whitehouse, the batter now. Runner on second with 1 out. Whitehouse, inside his feet, goes past the catcher and through. That allows Evoric to go to third. The throw is offline, but Evoric decides to stay at third.
Yeah, a little bit of a wide throw. That's okay because it doesn't do any damage down that third baseline.
Crown Point has really done a good job opening this game up. Here in the 4th, they've taken advantage with runners in scoring position. The 1-0, low and away, 4-2. Evan Whitehouse drew a walk and was stranded at first in the 1st inning and grounded out back in the 3rd. The lefty at the plate. That 2-0 misses away 4-3. So a 3-0 count now. We have Carter Weiser on deck and the pitcher Jacob Highsmith in the hole. (3-0) to Whitehouse. Griffin a long stride, and that one is called ball 4. So just misses the zone. Now runners on the corner for Carter Weiser.
Oh, and he's going to take all the way second base.
It was probably going to happen regardless, but nobody paying attention to the bag, and that's just heads-up base running right there by Evan Whitehouse.
Yeah, that's just taking advantage of guys that are probably a little. I think they were a little surprised that wasn't called a strike in the first place. But yeah, realizing, hey, nobody's covering first, nobody's paying attention at second.
Yeah. Carter Weiser now takes one low for ball 1. Weiser on today, struck out in the 1st, singled in the 3rd. So already has a hit to his total. Another hit here, could score 2, definitely 1. And that 1-0 is low and away, 4-2. So 2-0 count, 21 pitches so far for Avery Griffin in this inning. Weiser right back up the middle and through for a base hit. One's going to score. They're going to send Whitehouse home. The throw to home. On cue to tag. It got him. What a throw right there by the center fielder, Ash Gennaro, for out number 2.
What a play. What a throw coming in from the outfield to get the throw. More importantly, to get the tag on the runner. That is a gem of a play. Certainly a candidate for our Proud Union Home Play of the Game presented by IKOR-CC coming in from right field. Beautiful. And what I'm really loving about Griffin here on the mound is he takes that leg kick and he's so kind of slow, kind of messing with the timing a little bit because as you become further along down the line in baseball, and then he quick pitches there. You worry about the timing. Okay, from when the pitcher starts, I have this amount of time, and he's kind of messing with that a little bit. Now he's doing a little Johnny Cueto little turn there. I like it. See, this is and this is the fun thing about baseball. You can mix up these things. Now, in professional baseball, that's probably a balk, but
that 2-1 fouled away, and we had that skills challenge, the accuracy challenge. That was kind of the same spot where that throw was made. Ash Gennaro, what a throw right there, and that did score a run, that hit as well. So it is 7-2 Crown Point White. But definitely, you said Ash Gennaro might have himself the play of the game right there.
Yeah,
definitely
that was
beautiful throw. So the 2-2, Highsmith Takes that high, 4-3. So Highsmith, 2 strikeouts on today. You have Carter Weezer standing at second. The 3-2. And away, 4-4.
And you can tell Griffin is a little bit frustrated on that mound. So this is one either where you want to maybe see a mound visit, or two, he's got to realize, hey, I've got 2 outs. I need to change my mentality up here a little bit. My defense will have me behind me, and I need to just make my pitches. I need to bring it right to my catcher, trust the process, and get out of this inning. And then my team, if I'm thinking, hey, last time they scored runs, we came right back and we scored runs as well to tie it. So I got faith in my team, and definitely wanting to not get in my head about, I thought this was a strike or I thought that was a ball, that kind of stuff. You want to get that out of your mind. And, again, that's something that as you progress in your baseball experiences, you're going to learn to keep your mind in a different mentality or change your mindset up a little bit as going through the motions over the course of over the playing experiences.
And we're going to have a pitch runner now at first base. It's going to be number 42, Chance Harrigan. He's going to come in for Highsmith at first base to run. Lincoln Hatt is your hitter right now. Second and first. Hatt chops that one up to the second baseman. The glove, the throw, the stretch. Got him.
So that is the final out. That is a great play. And that's, as I was saying, if I'm the pitcher, all I need is one. I need one pitch, and I'm out of this inning. Damage done by Crown Point, but let's get my bats right back out there and get back in this.
Yeah, it was a 5-run fourth inning for Crown Point, and they lead 7-2 as we head to the top of the fifth. You're watching a 10U Cal Ripken World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point, Indiana on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
From schools to stadiums, hospitals and bridges, everywhere you look, union carpenters are building Indiana. With jobs and skilled trades in high demand, there's never been a better time to start building your future. As an apprentice, you'll earn a debt-free college degree, earn while you learn, and receive great benefits like healthcare and retirement. So what are you waiting for? Visit carpenters.com to learn more. Visit carpenters.com and start building your future today.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Welcome back to the 2023 Cal Ripken 10U World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point.
You're back in the top of the fifth, a huge fourth inning for the Crown Point Bulldogs where they scored 5 runs, and that's how it's 7-2. CP White, Jack Hill alongside Michael Bradner. Thank you all for joining us here today and making us a part of your day. It's going to be Jacob Highsmith still on the mound for Crown Point White. And for the Aussie Drop Bears, it's going to be Avery Griffin, Ash Gennaro, and Bo Burrows due up.
And don't forget, at the conclusion of this one, we have 3 awards to hand out. We'll have the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. The Crowell Companies are proud to recognize the superheroes on the baseball diamond. We got the Proud Union Home Play of the Game, which we may have seen. We got a couple of candidates for that one, brought to you by IKORCC. Learn more at IKORCC.com. And then the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. That's the player that usually maybe isn't loading up the box score, but kind of doing those nitty-gritty things. Usually I like to give those to catchers, but we'll see how that one plays out here as we see a night. Oh, what a beautiful play down at first. I mentioned we like to give it to catchers, and now coming up with another candidate for play of the game. What a nice performance there, an effort by the catcher for Crown Point.
Number 29, Ashman.
So that is Gerstner coming up with that play. Really nice play. Getting that helmet off, getting right in front of the plate, making that perfect throw over to first. That's about textbook.
Yeah, now Ash Gennaro up. Made that nice throw all the way from center field last inning. Had a single in his last at-bat. That one inside near defeat for ball 1. Your pitcher is still Jacob Highsmith on the mound at 18 pitches so far. So they may ride him all the way to the end of this one. Sets himself. The 1-0 pitch. And Gennaro swings and misses at that one. Count moves 1-1 now. Gennaro getting some advice and some signs from his third base coach. Here's the 1-1. And Gennaro takes that one low and away for ball 2.
In these kind of cases, if you're looking at your third base coach, what's your coach?
I think you just got to say, keep your eye on the ball, maybe choke up on the bat a little bit if you need to, but, stay close to the plate and try to watch the ball all the way through. And let's see if he does that here with the 2-1 pitch. And that's high, and Gennaro ducks away, so the count now 3-1. After this game, we're going to have our 2 o'clock games. It'll be South Lexington Red against the Eau Claire Orange, and then West Raleigh Blue against West Boca All-Stars. So that will take place after conclusion. 3-1, a swing and a miss right there. Nice pitch by Highsmith. Seems like as of now we have an active live stream for our game all the way on to B field. So we'll figure out, according to this, the West Raleigh Blue and West Boca All-Star game should take place here in the A field, and the South Lexington Red and Eau Claire Orange should take place on that B field. A swing and a miss right there. Great job by Highsmith. Behind in the count and gets back in it by throwing strikes.
Yeah, we're kind of because of all the rain yesterday, kind of figuring things out as we go, along with the tournament directors here. They're trying to figure out where to put things when fields are kind of a little bit messy, so trying to come up with alternatives, and we're trying to do the best we can as well. So we appreciate you tuning in and bearing with us in some of those other games. We know some of you are watching from pretty far distances to be able to watch either your family member or friends or whatever the case may be, so appreciate you tuning in from wherever you're at.
We have a pinch hitter. Ryder Smith checks in for the first time for the Aussie Drop Bears as he takes a called strike.
Yeah, you can see the look on his face on that one. He's like, I should have had that one. I like it. But you've seen one now.
The 1-1. Smith, kind of the same spot, takes that for a called strike. The count now 1-2. Both of these teams are part of the Thor pool. And the other 2 teams that are part of this pool are playing right now in the other field, as there's the 1-2 fouled away on the first base side. So the top 2 teams in each pool will advance to the World Series bracket, and the teams that finish in 3rd and 4th in those pool play brackets will advance to the Ironman bracket. So once teams are in their respective brackets, they'll reseed teams 1 through 12 for the World Series, 13 through 24 in the Ironman bracket. The 1-2, that one chopped along the first base line and foul. So Smith stays alive. The count now 1-2.
Speaking of Ironman, a lot of you guys were here pretty late into the night last night. Zach Zanelli working the camera, Zach Miller working the production here today. You were here pretty late last night, waiting for some of these games hopefully to get started. Just the weather did not cooperate with that, but certainly Ironman, a lot of these guys are going to be here all day, every day to bring you this coverage. So some of us are a little bit more bougie and only here for some of the day. Some guys are here all day. So those are the true Ironmen this week for sure.
The 1-2. And Smith stays alive by fouling that one off. You can see he's choked up on the bat right there.
What a great at-bat here by Smith. Coming in a pinch hit situation. He saw 2 strikes. Took him looking, and all of a sudden he's really protecting well at the plate to try to get something going here. You got to get base runners. I know there's 2 outs, but it all starts with a little momentum somewhere, and if you can get it here on a spark.
1-2. Smith strikes out swinging right there. Jacob Highsmith effective on the mound here in the 5th. And that's a scoreless 5th for Jacob Highsmith on the mound. It's still 7-2. Crown Point leads. We'll head to the bottom half of the 5th as you're watching the 10U Cal Ripken World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Welcome back to the 2023 Cal Ripken 10U World Series, presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point.
Welcome back to Game Day here on the Region Sports Network. Jack Theo working the play-by-play today. Yours truly, Michael Brandner, coming in as an analyst. Not my usual spot, but hey, I'm happy to take it.
Yeah, we got a new pitcher on the mound for the Aussie Drop Bears here in the bottom of the fifth. It's going to be Luku Masuda. So Avery Griffin's going to move to first base, it appears, and Crown Point White, they sent 9 batters.
And look at Masuda here. He's given Griffin direction as to where to set up at his position. Masuda was playing first base earlier today, having a really good game defensively. This one popped up shallow right
and
field.
Drops for a base hit. That's Jay Sexton on that one. Puts on the brakes. Gets past the second baseman. He's going for it. Goes to second base to slide, and in time. So that's going to go down as a single for Jay Sexton. But another hit for who was the starting pitcher in today's game.
Yeah, for Crown Point White, that's just heads up. He was stuttering a little bit, didn't want to take the risk, with no outs here, bottom of the fifth, but then realized the ball got away far enough. He's like, I'm going to take this.
Both teams have shown a lot of heads-up base running in this game. Gernster fouls that one off the catcher. He's done a good job behind the plate, keeping the ball in front of him. He was hit by a pitch, and he scored in that fourth inning, but Crown Point White sent 9 batters to the plate in that fourth inning. Almost completely batted around, but the 0-1, and there's a swing and a miss right there. The count now goes 0-2. And they've really made the Aussie pitchers work, and they've really had great plate vision today.
Suitor today making a case for one of our awards here today for sure. Maybe the Crowd Company Lanterman Superhero of the game or Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the game.
Inside near the hands, just misses for ball 2, so the count now moves even at 2.
Sexton at second base making a case for an award today as well.
Absolutely, 3 hits, and he started the game. And a foul tip right there near the right side off the netting. 3 hits so far, and an RBI double that happened in the second inning, but you go 3 for 3 in an RBI, and you start a game and do a pretty good job on the mound. That gets you in that conversation. 2-2, and a high swing and a miss from Gernster. A good job by Luku Masuda for his first strikeout here today.
Yeah, we were talking early in the game with the third or fourth pitcher now for Team Australia, kind of using some of their pitchers that maybe they were hoping to save for another day, but kind of in a spot where, hey, we're down 7-2, got to get someone to kind of keep the runs at bay a little bit here. They were supposed to have an off day today, but because of the rain, had to play today. They'll play again tomorrow.
Yeah, it's definitely making you play more than maybe you expected to in terms of in the time range, as there's a called strike to count now 1-1 on Obregon. Here's the 1-1. That misses high and outside for ball 2. But there's only 4 teams today that are going to be playing twice. Both of those, or all 4 of those teams will be playing at 8 o'clock in those 2 games. And a 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss right there. The count moves 2-2. So those 4 teams that have played at 10 a.m., or I say 8 at 1 played at 8 a.m. and then 10 a.m., they'll still play twice today. So that one misses high for ball 3. And, we kind of had a conversation with one of the parents here about how it gets interesting with the pitch count, because it's not days or games rest as the 3-2 is fouled back. It's days rest.
Yeah.
So, for Crown Point Red, J.J. Torres, who had one of the best starts we're going to see, he went to the max. So tomorrow and Tuesday are those days. So that's where it gets a little interesting, as here's the 3-2. Bregan got a hold of that one, but fouls it way out of play and right. So you got to be very strategic as a coach. I know they're only talking about 10 years old, but when you get to the World Series, it's very strategic about who's pitching, the amount of pitches, who you want where. Maybe you want a guy to start and then relief in your next game, as here's the 3-2, and that misses outside for ball 4. So a 1-out walk drawn right there, but Michael, you can speak on it as well, that there's a lot of thinking when it goes into that process.
Right, and I want to know who's available in all these spots. Like who have I pitched in certain situations? If you find yourself down, in a big situation, in 7-2, you can consider that a big situation. But if you feel confident enough to come bring it back, that bunt, stay fair.
And it stays fair, and the catcher had a little trouble handling that one. A weird bunt right there. Bryce Vincent reached high
he was
for that
reaching
one.
up for that one, but he wanted to make sure he laid that down and ended up working out well.
But that's one of the best bunts you'll see here. I mean, right down the line, stayed fair, and now the bases are loaded for Jackson Evoric.
Well, that's one of the things about, turf fields. You're not going to find those random pebbles that are in the dirt a little bit that might kick it foul or kick it fair or whatever. It's going to be pretty understandable as which direction, unless it's got a weird spin to it.
Yeah.
But just saying with the pitcher, like if I'm in a blowout game and I don't want to burn one of my guys that I know is going to be one of my effective pitchers, maybe I want to throw someone who, maybe is a little bit wild, and at that point it doesn't matter how many runs we give up. So, I don't want to burn one of my guys that I know I need, maybe tomorrow or the next day. So I'm going to use someone who maybe isn't as, refined in their pitching.
2-0. Evoric inside, now 3-0. Evoric with 2 RBIs on the day so far. He had a 2 RBI single back in the fourth. So another guy making the case, for that player of the game.
That's why it's so hard at the end of the game because there's so many guys that contribute over the course of a game, and little things that, and sometimes, we're not even seeing every little thing. Like we might see different defensive setups, and all of a sudden we saw, like right before the pitch, the outfielders moved, and they're just doing those smart things to cut down runners and stuff like that. We don't even notice every little thing, so we can't acknowledge everybody, but so we try to bring you these names and attribute all the accolades that we can during the game as well.
Yeah, the bases loaded walk right there gives Crown Point another run, now 8-2.
Number 99, Carson K. Square.
Hate to think about this, but we're in a situation if they were to score 4 more runs, that would be an official 10-run rule. So we are in a spot where...
Yeah, we do have a pinch hitter, although. Carson King comes in for the first time. So wearing number 99.
I like this. The catcher realized, hey, the umpire was kind of getting in my way a little bit. I want to keep my pitcher warmed up a little bit here. So he just takes it on his own and says, hey, I'm going to step off to the side and let you warm up a little bit. I like it.
Carson King, the righty. Like a lot of players, not wearing any batting gloves, steps in the plate. Bases are loaded. 1 out. 8-2 is the score. And King takes that one high and outside for ball 1. Bases, like we said, are loaded. You have O'Brien on third. You have Vincent at second. You have Evoric at first. 1-0. King takes that outside for ball 2.
Sudeth kind of showing a little different pitching methods here. Sometimes he went a little high with the glove. Sometimes he goes low on the quick pitch.
King up the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit. One's going to score. They hold the runner at third. But Carson King drives in a run, and Crown Point leads 9-2.
One of those situations where you just wish you had the glove on the other hand, trying to come up with it bare hand. Tough to do. Almost came up with it to get that out at second base. And they're going to try to keep Masuda on the mound. He's like, no, I'm not taking you out just yet. He thought he was coming out, but it's like, hey, let's get it here. We can get a ground ball and try to induce a double play here. Hey, you're good. We got this. The lefty doing pretty well so far. And
I think it's also important to let your pitcher know you're throwing strikes. And there's nothing wrong with throwing strikes. You're putting the ball in the zone. Just sometimes the offense can hit it. And sometimes they can put it in places where your defense isn't. So for Luku Masuda, I mean, he's done a great job filling the zone with strikes. So that's all you can ask for as a coach. Throw
absolutely.
strikes.
Yeah, I mean, they're putting it in play. You're giving it to your defense to try to come up with it, and sometimes they're just hitting spots where they're just out of the reach, or having to dive, or whatever the case may be. So it's just out of that margin there to be able to get the out.
So Eben Whitehouse now. He's walked twice in today's game alongside a ground out. And Whitehouse takes a call strike on the outside part of the zone.
But the one thing this team, Australia's team, is doing, they're grinding defensively, trying to get those balls from getting it, too far to get those to limit those extra bases for Crown Point.
Well, you mentioned it, Michael, about how the mercy rule could come into effect here. 3 runs need to be scored for Crown Point. It's an 0-2 count with 1 out for Eben Whitehouse. The 0-2. Whitehouse straight back into the netting.
Yeah, that winning run technically on first base right now. If Crown Point can get to it, only 1 out in the inning, but 0-2 here. Australia wants to send it to a 6th inning.
Suda takes his time, gets a sign from the catcher. Here's the 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Nice off-speed pitch right there by Luku Masuda for out number 2.
Really nice pitch right there. Kind of came right at him aggressively. Got it 1, 2, 3 on the pitches, and one last batter, and he's out of the damage with only minimal done. Only 2 runs scored the inning.
It's going to be up to Carter Weezer now. And Weezer chops that one to the third baseman, throws it the first, and he put the
What a
foot
play
on
by
the bag.
Griffin. He kept that foot on the bag, came up with the low throw. Really nice play. Obviously, the easier play would have been just to step on third, but sometimes, mentally you're just automatically, I got to throw it to first. I'm not worried if the bases are loaded, but they came up with the play, and really nice play by Griffin at the other end.
Yeah, nice play right there by the third baseman, Benjamin Parker, to make that throw all the way. And Australia will have 3 more outs to try and tie this one and extend the game. We'll go to the top half of the 6th as you're watching the 10U Cal Ripken World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point, Indiana on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With electrical services from Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, you can radiate the perfect amount of light and energy into your home. From rewiring and code upgrades to ceiling fans, lighting, security, and more, Economy Electric Heating and Cooling's trained electricians will make sure you can enjoy your home on full power all the time. For a free estimate on electrical work, call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling at 219-923-4441, and you can visit them on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com. That's the number 4ajobdoneright.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
Welcome back to the 2023 Cal Ripken 10U World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point.
The mound for the Dogs, number 9.
Welcome back to Game Day here on the Region Sports Network. Just a reminder that coverage of the 2023 Cal Ripken 10U World Series on the Region Sports Network is presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point. Pet Supplies Plus is your one-stop store for all your pets' needs. Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point. For more information, visit PetSuppliesPlus/Crown Point.
3 outs to go for the Aussie Drop Bears, and we'll have a new pitcher on the mound for CP. Carter Weezer will take things over, trying to get the final 3 outs here for Australia. It's going to be Jack Jones, Benjamin Parker, and Billy Hooker. And they'll try to extend it. They need 7 runs to keep this one alive. But right after this game, we'll do our awards. We'll go to a quick break. And then after the awards, we're going to be coming right back with another game. We're going to kind of, towards that time, a lot of these games are going to be not much time in between just because they want to get them all in. So we'll be coming quickly
bang, bang.
back.
We're getting it done today.
So here we go. Weezer is your pitcher now. And a swing and a miss right there. Maybe tip that one.
Now batting for the Bears, number 28, Captain Jack Jones.
So Jack Jones now the batter. Came in as a defensive sub for Christopher Hill, who was the starting pitcher for Australia. As here's the 0-1. And Jack Jones takes that away for a ball 1. The count now moves 1-1. A great crowd on hand here at Jerry Ross Park in Crown Point, Indiana. It seems like the weather has permitted so far. 1-1. Jack Jones ducks away for ball 2, but some teams kind of lining up near the dugouts they'll be in for next game, getting ready for the one they'll be playing. And a lot of these teams have been itching to get on the field.
Yeah, some of the ones that haven't had a chance to play yet here in this whole World Series, looking to get out there.
As Jack Jones fouls that one back, the count now 2-2. But as you can see, parents and family all looking away, or I should say, looking around and taking in the great baseball that we have going on, and as well, we have games on at the B field.
Kudos Zach Zanelli. He didn't duck out of that that foul ball that was coming right back at him.
It's a good thing we have nuts.
He would have been. He was ready to jump in front of that. I could tell he didn't really move that much, but he was ready to jump and protect the camera.
So the 3-2.
Cat-like reflexes.
Behind Jones, and that will be ball 4. So a leadoff walk for number 28.
And if you're the drop bear, this is exactly what you got to do. Just get your guys on base. That's where it starts. I talked about that spark that you need. Here's your spark. You got your leadoff hitter on base. Rowley coming up now to try to get something going here. Rowley, excuse me.
Aiden Rowley now, a pinch hitter for the Aussie Drop Bears. Takes one low for ball one. So you can see Australia kind of getting some of those guys in who maybe haven't had the chance to play yet here in this final 6th inning.
Get them in the box score.
Here's the 1-0. Raleigh takes that high for ball two. You do have a pitcher warming up on the side for Crown Point, but Carter Weiser is your pitcher now. Here's the 2-0. And low and away from Raleigh. Bounces away from the catcher, but Jack Jones stays at first base.
Yeah, he's not taking any risks getting thrown out at second base. We do not need to force the issue. I mean, you can get to second base and then score, but you have to get 7 runs here if you're Australia. So I'm not taking any risks.
3-0. And Raleigh ducks, and that's ball 4. So 2 straight walks for the Aussie Drop Bears.
Well, look, he got there anyway.
And 2 runners on, nobody out. So now it's going to be Billy Hooker for Australia, the right-hander.
Billy the Kid Hooker.
See if Australia has some magic here. And Hooker takes the first pitch for ball 1.
One thing, too, that we haven't really thought much about, obviously, around this age and a couple of years older than this as well, you have, kids going up at, varying heights. Some are a little bit taller, some a little bit shorter, and that's, if you're a pitcher, that's something to kind of navigate through as well. Having to find, if you have one that's maybe a little bit taller, it's maybe easier to find that strike zone, and once you get into a rhythm of that one, and then someone who comes up maybe even taller or a little bit shorter, it's tough to navigate as well.
That's that 1-1, a swing and a miss. Count moves to 1-2 now with nobody out for Billy Hooker. Drew a walk in the second, struck out in the fourth. Inside on Hooker, inside the hands, he gets a hold of it. Hustles towards first, and he's out.
Oh, what a play. Looked like it was in a process to hit him, and then he kind of just little bunt swing to get it right in front of the plate. Slow developing, still moving down to first base. Got him by just an eyelash, but, if you're going to make an out, at least make it productive. You got your runners moved over a little bit.
E.C. Hamano will bat here. Take some signs from his third base coach.
You were talking about some of the fans filing in here. We got a good vantage point out to our right of the fans sitting in the stands and then kind of mulling about, kind of waiting for their game to start or finishing up.
Hamano drills this one, center field, and it's over the head. That will score 2 runs. Hamano on his way to second. And it's a stand-up 2 RBI double for the Aussie Drop Bears.
What a rocket out to center. That's one of the farthest balls that we've seen here this entire tournament so far, all the way out to the warning track out there in left center. What a rocket.
And things stay alive for the Aussie Drop Bears. Another pinch hitter. It's going to be Boston James coming in for Jack Railsback. So Boston James now. And James swings and misses at the first pitch. The Aussie Drop Bears will not go down without a fight. Down by 5 now. The 0-1. Inside and another swing and a miss. A good pitch right there by the pitcher Carter Weiser. Really doing a good job responding after that 2 RBI double. Now the 0-2. Inside and a swing and a miss right there for strike 3 and out number 2. So Carter Weiser and the Bulldogs 1 out away from winning their first game here in pool play.
And here comes Masuda, who has had quite a game today for Team Australia. Really impressed with this young man's performance so far. And we're good to see it the rest of this tournament as well over the next couple of days in pool play.
And that one bounces in front of home plate. That'll allow Hamano to advance to third base.
And doing what you're supposed to do as the batter, kind of signaling to your runner, hey, move over, and then he moves out, gives him a big thumbs up. It's a good teammate right there.
Suda reached on the fielder's choice and scored in the third, struck out in the first, and grounded out in the fourth. On a 1-0 count, Masuda takes that one low for ball 2.
He's had some really good plate appearances over the course of the day, and he's had some really nice line drives that the defense has just been able to handle so far.
The 2-0. Masuda floats that into third base, but it's caught on the grab right there. Jay Sexton for out number 3. And the Crown Point Bulldogs white will win this one and start off pool play 1-0. Or 1-0, I should say, as they win 9-4. We'll take a quick break and be right back and go over some of our MVPs and plays of the game as you're watching the 10U Cal Ripken World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point, Indiana on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
This box is small, like Pet Supplies Plus. This one is large, like a big box store. In each, Stu, hi Stu, has carefully hidden a toy. Question is, which dog will find it first? Ta-da! Moose, no! You were so close.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual card, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Welcome back to the 2023 Cal Ripken 10U World Series presented by Pet Supplies Plus in Crown Point.
Welcome back to Game Day here on the Region Sports Network here for the Cal Ripken 10U World Series. Michael Brenner on hand with Jack Thiel. Did a great job calling the game today. We'll give him more accolades here in just a moment. We got some awards to hand out, Jack. We've got the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the game. The Crowell Companies are the insurance superheroes. I'm going to go with Jace Sexton on the mound today. Also had quite a few hits. Had himself a really, really good day helping out Crown Point White Bulldogs getting their first victory here of pool play. Did well on the mound. Did well offensively as well. And then came up with that last out to secure the victory for Crown Point White Bulldogs. Moving down the line, we've got Proud Union Home Play of the Game presented by IKOR-CC, the Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters. We had a great play from right field out to home plate to get an out to keep a run off the board. That was Ash Garnero for the Aussie Drop Bears, giving a long throw out to Hamano at the catcher position on a 9-2 put out at the plate to keep a run off the board for Crown Point. So really nice play out there in right. And then our Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. Got to go with Luku Masuda, who had just a stellar game. Did a little bit of everything. Had defense, had time on the bump as well, and then had some really good plate appearances and working deep counts, and then hitting some liners that came up with the defense. But just doing a really overall good job. Some of those nitty-gritty things that we like those blue-collar-esque players to go. Any final thoughts from you on this one?
No. It was a great game. Good job by CP White to really take advantage of those runners they had on. You know, when you have runners on, you got to take advantage of that and have them score. And that's what they did. So, you know, we're going to be right back. You know, they're already warming up on the field, you know, as we're talking. And, of course, a big thank you to our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, our video coordinator, Claude Martinez, our cameraman, Zach Zanelli, our producer, Zach Miller. We got the Zach Attack on this broadcast here today. And, of course, the World Series Tournament Director, Adam Whitehouse, and you, the viewers, on Facebook, YouTube, or our website. Thank you all for all your interactions and tuning in. Like I said, we'll be right back. So make sure, if you want to watch the next game, stay on whatever page you are. It's going to upload right away, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or our website. We're going to be right back. So stay tuned, everybody, and hope everyone else has a good day.